Kula, shout out to Jay Kula. He says, I want to know what changes Moats thinks we need. And I did talk about the changes, man. For me, man, my big changes were offensively, I need a wide receiver. I need a bona fide guy. I don't want to play no games with it. I don't care how much he costs, whether you got to move up in the draft, whether it's you got to go spend something in free agency or you got to make a trade. Go get me a guy, a legitimate guy. That's my big change, man. I think that will alleviate a ton of the other stuff that we've been dealing with offensively, but I feel like you got to have that right now unless you're going to find this top 5 guy or Justin Fields develops into it or Russ turns the clock back. I think until you figure out the elite quarterback standpoint, you have to get more resources on offense.
I think we need another receiver, point blank, period, no matter how you want to spin it.
It's like, I don't care which quarterback we're using. We got to have more talent. I'd much rather have an overload.
We need to get T. Higgins in here.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Like, I don't care how much. Like, go get him. We got resources. We have money.
Then you brought up potentially trading Pickens. That's not a bad call either. And then replace Pickens with a first-round pick or something like that.
I like that idea because this is my other thing too, man. In terms of the trading, or even I know at some point this offseason we're going to talk contract restructures. I know Minka, in terms of his deal, it's like, yo, you could get out of it if you were to release him and things like that. I do just feel like, man, whenever we're talking that style, right, even with the GP trade thing, I'm going to just say it at the beginning. I'm all for moving on from people if I'm getting a player back. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the GP trade and the draft pick ahead of time, I feel like I can go get me a wide receiver that's capable because, like we talked about trend-wise, wide receivers coming out of college just seem to be more polished.
Yeah.
And if I compare
this don't look like the best class, but I'm sure we can make it work.
Right. And if I'm pairing him, like you said, with a T. Higgins that's already proven, I feel better.
We already got a Roman Wilson,
you know what I mean?
Calvin Austin as our 3-4.
You see what I mean? Whereas I feel like if I'm moving on from Minka, how confident do I feel about a rookie safety? No. Potentially, I don't like that the same way as I like the rookie wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like, I look at these college, I'm like, man, we know how tough it is on defenders, let alone young defenders. I don't want to just switch that for the sake of saving money, if that makes sense. But the GP part, I'm like, yeah, I'm open to that one because that's
more about culture.
Get that. Yeah,
in my opinion, like in terms of changing approach, that's another thing Tom might have to change, and how he's like babying Pickens and almost in a way allowing some of this behavior to happen without any real repercussions. The rest of the team's got to see that.
I mean, what are you referring to? Yeah, like, was he late or something? What you talking about, man? What you talking about, bro?
Yeah, he was late for the Christmas.
It was late. What you mean it was late, bro?
Late for a lot of other stuff, too, apparently.
What you mean, man? What y'all talking about, bro? What you talking about, man? Hey, man. You want to say, yeah.
Who does he think he is, AB?
I mean, kind of, Kind of do think he is.
Well, he's not AB. He can't do that.
Oh, man, say what time that game start? Hey, man, I'll be there. I ain't going to miss the kickoff. All right, I'll be there for kickoff. I got you on that. He missed the game. He was ready. Yeah, no, he actually did, though. Remember? They set him down. Was that the one they set him down? Or was it next week?
That was
the unexpected. Like, was he hurt or was he available?
I think it was one of those Browns games. Yeah, it was the second Browns game. Weird. And people did have the conspiracy that we were sitting him out due to disciplinary reasons. Because I think he did something out of pocket in the Bengals game.
Well, I forgot what it was.
It was the week before he did something a little out of pocket that flew under the radar. And everyone thought he was sitting out that Browns game for disciplinary reasons, but he actually was hurt. He missed 3 weeks with that hamstring.
Yeah, very true, very true. Yeah, you always got to go back and just re-look at all the factors around my man GP, whatever. So it's like, you know what? Was it load management or what was actually going on here? Now that I think about it, man. Yeah. Shout out to GP though, baby.
Yeah, I'm for sure willing to trade him. For sure. He's the best player we got on offense, but at some point, in terms of culture and trying to get this ship sailing in the right direction, it might have to involve like more character stuff and more like behind the scenes stuff as opposed to just straight up talent. Yeah,
that's real. Trust me, it's real.
Yeah, because you look at like those Patriots teams in the past, they didn't have all the most talented guys. They had guys that were there for each other, worked their ass off, like that type of stuff. And sometimes that means more to a team and the ultimate goal than just straight up talent. Yeah. Because we see with Pickens too, even like with on the field stuff, it's like he's not necessarily giving his all.
Yeah, and
100% of the snaps,
talent
100%
doesn't just
of the time.
equate to production. Talent doesn't equate to being good. And we said at this level, man, everybody is talented. At this level, everybody is good enough, and some guys are elitely talented. But we even saw, I I bring it back up to Buffalo. Stephon Diggs, right? Heck of a player.
Yeah, that's a great example.
When the energy is off, when the dynamic shifts of the priority no longer being team and it becomes more of it's centric on myself and how I feel about it, it does throw it off. And it doesn't matter how talented you are, the rhythm and the flow of the team can feel it. And it's times where you got to move on regardless of, how talented this player is. We did it with Antonio Brown. We were counting for $20 million in dead cap space when we sent them to Vegas, right? Or that was the first year they went to Vegas. Think about that, man. AB was not any less talented then than he was when he won the Super Bowl in Tampa. But we said, not we, because I was obviously gone by then, but coach and the staff clearly said, man, we would much rather move forward without this guy who is still top 3, top 2, really number 1. And we would rather pay $20 million to keep him away than actually keep this dude here knowing what he would do to this offense, man. But that's another one of those examples. We go back to Philadelphia when it was McNabb and T.O. T.O., heck of a player during that time frame. And even with that, they're like, no, bro, we can't. Because it's bigger than just your individual talent. You are a 10 in skill, but I can go find a dude that's a 6.5, a 7 in skill, get him another 6.5, 7 with skill. And if my quarterback can do what he's supposed to, we can make this thing work versus you being a 10, but your attitude is a 3. And now everything is just jacked up because we're trying to figure out how to make you happy. How do I get you the ball? Hey, does he like it when we do this? Does he not like? It's like, yo, that's a burden, man.
Yeah, if your talent's like a 6.5 or 7, but you uplift the others on the team, or you're a leader, maybe they're playing the whole team, or the majority of the team's able to play at a higher level. And whereas like if Pickens, all right, your talent's at a 9, but because of the toxic stuff, you're bringing down the rest of the team. So that hurts the team way more as a whole compared to the other situation. If anything, you got one of those guys that's uplifting the team.
No, that's real, man. That's absolutely real. So hopefully with GP, though, he'll learn from this.